So I just sat here for about 5 minutes talking to a camera that wasn't on. Uh, so I pushed the button, it didn't work. And then 5 minutes in, I noticed, I think it was 5 minutes, I don't know. I noticed it wasn't on. So we are going to review Big Daddy. This is a custom case because I lost the case, the cover to the one I had that I bought from the pawn shop. Interesting story to tell you here. This movie came out when I was 12. I wanted to mention that first. But interesting story is, so I went with my mom to pick up some supplies for the big game tonight. You know, make nachos, which I'm thinking about doing in a video maybe. Who knows? We'll see. And on the radio, it was playing The Best of Times by Styx, which is in this movie, and I was already watching this movie. I was most of the way through before she called me and said, let's go to Hy-Vee quick. And, or I'm on my way, whatever. Sorry. And, yeah, so I thought it was funny, because Styx plays in this. There's a couple songs, and then there's, you know, this is on the radio, so that was kind of cool. So, Big Daddy tells the story of Sonny Koufax, played by Adam Sandler, who comes into contact with this little kid, played by Dylan and Cole Sprouse. Although, and I know people can say, how can you tell? But I think Cole Sprouse plays the majority. How can you tell? There's just that, you can tell. I can tell at least. And he plays Julian, who's actually the son of his roommate, who's out of town on a business trip. And so now the whole movie is taking care of this kid and realizing he wants to be the father to this kid. Sonny Koufax, as most of Adam Sandler's friends, is a lazy, laid back, kind of like me. You know, he's a bachelor, he lives on his own. He has no responsibilities other than, you know, other things. He doesn't really have a job. He does. He works at a toll booth, but it's not really, his dad doesn't think it's that job. His dad's played by Joe Bologna, by the way. Drop that actor's name. And you have his, you know, his usual friends, Alan Covert and Peter Dante. They play a gay lawyer couple in this. You have Jon Stewart of The Daily Show in this, playing his friend Kevin Garrity and Julian's birth father. His girlfriend / fiance is played by Leslie Mann, who is the wife of, it's on the tip of my head. He directs a lot of movies. Judd Apatow, yes. And you have Layla is her name in this movie. What's her name? She was in Chasing Amy. Her name wasn't Amy in that either. But she's in this. Alyssa Fingercuffs. No, that was her. Alyssa was her name in Chasing Amy. I can't remember her name though. And so I'm not gonna go grab the freaking Chasing Amy thing. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Hold on, I'll be right back. Because it's racking my brain here. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's not here. And I don't want to... No, it's right here. It's not at the bottom. So, her name is... Okay. Joey Lauren Adams. That's her name. Okay? And she plays the love interest for Adam Sandler's character. We have, what's his name? He was in Spy Kids 2. He plays the homeless guy here. I'm not gonna... Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi is in this. He plays the homeless guy. And one of my favorite scenes, well, not my favorite scene, but one of my favorite lines, where they try to make it to McDonald's before their breakfast is done, but he thinks they're done at 11. It turns out that he's done at 10:30, and then he's like, "Okay, you want a Happy Meal? Can you get a Happy Meal? Can you give me a Happy Meal? Somebody get this kid a Happy Meal!" I love that line. So, Sonny has a weird way of raising a child, as I've watched in this. I can't imagine even a bachelor would do this, because there's the scene where he spills the milk and he just covers it with newspaper. Even I know, before my son was born, you don't do that. It's going to stink. You know? That's not good. And then they do that in a bed, and the whole bed smells like urine. The whole apartment smells like urine. I like this apartment they live in, though. It's a big open type thing, and it's got that. You can go up and you can go to. They each have a room, I think. Pretty cool. I like to have, and it has a big sliding door. I always thought that was a cool apartment. I kind of wanted to have one like that, you know. Kind of cool apartment. I wouldn't say it's a dream apartment because it's not the penthouse of apartments, that's for sure. But it's nice. I like it. I like my apartment too. Kind of, you know. But and I always felt that Corinne, I think her name is, the one played by Leslie Mann, she's a stereotype of a character. Like, she is a snobby bitch. And that's all her character really serves. Because she is Kevin Garrity's girlfriend, fiance, whatever. And he's gone for most of the film, but they decided to throw her in a couple scenes after he's already out of the film. Like, there's the whole party and she hates Sonny because they spoiled the good surprise on him instead of Kevin. And then she's there the next day cleaning up the mess from the party, which should be his job, but she said she'd do it for Kevin. And then she makes some snide comments, and he's like, Hooters, 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 because he makes fun of the fact that they met at Hooters. Which is kind of a running joke because they find out, you know, once Kevin realizes that he is Julian's father, that he met Julian's mom at a Toronto Hooters in Canada. And then there's another scene where they're in a grocery store. And she shows up in this tight shirt. Like, but, yeah, I get it. She worked at Hooters, and she's used to wearing tight shirts. I guess. But she's mean to him there, too, and throwing, you know, I've done a thing, too. I won't throw it, but if I accidentally drop them, like, oh, Microsoft went down 2 points. You know, 10 points, whatever the thing is. This movie was directed by Dennis Dugan, and he has a cameo during a Halloween segment where he refuses to give the kid candy. So Sonny goes around to a window or the back door or something and forces the guy to give him stuff, CDs and whatever. I think CDs. And that was funny. Sonny allows him to pick his own name. And so he says he wants to be called Frankenstein. My son and I actually watched part of this one time. And I asked, if I let you choose your name, what would you want to be? And he goes, Wolfman. Wolfman? Okay. I'm like, you don't have to do it like Frankenstein or Wolfman. He goes, I like Wolfman. I'm like, okay, Wolfman. I don't even know if you remember that now. If I saw him again, I'd be like, hey, Wolfman. Huh? 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 Who knows? But, yeah, and he's teaching Julian this stuff that's not necessarily, like, father-like. Like, he's showing him to do a spit, which I still can't freaking do, but spit and loogie it back up, I can't do that. And then the stick thing where he throws the stick, and of course the skateboard guy hits it or whatever, or the roller skate guy hits it, and then of course the throwing Microsoft went down 10 points and stuff like that. And yeah, you have, of course, it's an Adam Sandler film, so Rob Schneider is in it as the delivery guy with the vague foreign accent who delivers all the food because he only gets the food from this one delivery service apparently. And this leads to probably my favorite scene in the film where he's teaching the delivery guy and Julian how to read. And he gets to the delivery guy part. And he's got fish, pony, and hippopotamus, right? So this is how it goes. Fish, pony, hip hop, sound it out. Hip hop anonymous. Aye, damn you! You give him the easy ones. And the joke is that Julian had a whole bunch of big words to spell, and fish, pony, and hippopotamus. One of the words. I like how Julian's playing Twisted Metal. I never actually played the full game. There was a demo on one of the PlayStation discs. Remember those? Those PlayStation demo discs you get with the PlayStation magazine? There was a demo on it once, and that was okay. But you playing that, he's got the fiery clown on there. Okay, so I just remember this scene that comes in. So he's trying to get Julian to concentrate on his schoolwork and to take a shower because I guess he's stinky. And so, or a bath, whatever. And so he dresses up as Scuba Steve's uncle or friend, boss, whatever. Scuba Steve's father, something like that, to convince Julian that Scuba Steve needs to take a bath, and he needs to take a bath with him and also do your homework and stuff. And he agrees to do it. But how stupid is this kid? I mean, even my son at 6 years old would know it's me in a freaking costume. I mean, I know it's movie logic here, but it's incredibly stupid. So, eventually, Sonny has been saying his name is Kevin Garrity, and he's told the social worker guy that, he wants to adopt it, whatever. But as it turns out, they figure out that he's not Kevin Garrity, he's Sonny Koufax, and he gets taken to court. And so, yeah, so I've been to court, not for custody, for visitation right. And this seems a little cut and dry to me. Like, so it always seemed to me that no matter who said anything, no matter what they said, no matter what anyone said, they were going to take Julian away from him. There was no way he was going to get him, and he was probably going to get thrown in jail. But to say he kidnapped him? No. It wasn't against the kid's will or anything. Julian wanted to be there. That's the one thing you got to know. And they even show it, and that he wants to be with Sonny. That's not kidnapping. At least not in my book. Maybe the courts will see it that way, but the kid wanted to be there. Sonny wanted him there. The kid wanted to be there. It's not kidnapping if it's not against your will. I mean, maybe in a court of law. Maybe. But, I don't know. I just don't see this kidnapping. Maybe it is, maybe not, I don't know. But I just don't see it that way. And then you have Kevin Garrity coming to the realization that he's the boy's father, and he goes, as this boy's father, I refuse to press charges. And so he explains it out as to what happened and apologizes to Karine because it was before they met. And so the judge is just like, we'll reprimand Julian into Mr. Garrity's custody with a blood test. Once you need to get the blood, he's going to get the blood test, but you're going to put him in Kevin's custody without the blood test first, but you want to allow him to be with Sonny just because he didn't claim to be Julian's father? I find that very weird. And then there's this whole thing where Julian cries about, no, I want to be with you. Stupid, they live in the same apartment. I understand maybe they're going to have to move out now, and he's going to marry Karine anyway, but they live in the same apartment, and I'm pretty sure you're going to see him a lot as he's Kevin's best friend. I'm pretty sure he's still going to be in your life. I understand it's not particularly the way you wanted things to happen, but he's still going to be a part of your life, whether, you know. And I like how they bring in Joe Bologna again to be his, you know, he plays his father, he's in there, you know, and they kind of make up. I don't know if it's necessary, but, you know. And I like how they're like, oh, all these are his friends, and need someone that hates him, and then they bring in Karine. And, you know. Yeah, and there's this subplot with this girlfriend that he's with, and she breaks up with him because she found an older guy, and he's really an older guy. And he tries to show her, hey, look, I got a kid, and I can be responsible now, and well, clearly not. But then she's with this guy with the loose skin and old balls. And then at the end, they go back to it, where they go to a Hooters with a kid, which I get, it's legal, but let's just say, people don't go there for just the chicken breasts. A different kind of breast in mind, you know what I mean? But Vanessa is working there, and the guy with the loose skin and old balls, which I gotta call him that because I don't know his name, he's in the back cooking the food, and like I said, the guy with the loose skin and old balls, and we call him testicles. But the thing you want to point out here is that, you know, he was given into Kevin's custody. But when they walk in, he's in Sonny's arms. So like I said, it's probably not going to be any different. You know what I mean? And another thing I want to point out is when he's in the courtroom. And I kind of roll my eyes at this, because I kind of face palm, because I've seen this as an adult. So he says that he doesn't really have a job. He works at Tobu. He goes, yeah, but there's this woman that I'm in love with, and she has a pretty good job, so she'll be my sugar mama. And she just smiles. I'm like, no. It is funny as Steve Buscemi is like, I had to get me one of those. But like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, because you pretty much just said you're going to be living off your woman's money for the rest of your life. You barely just started dating this woman. No. She would stand up in the court and say, the hell you are. Also, he eats ketchup for lunch. The kid eats ketchup. Just ketchup. And I said, that'd be like you. When my son and I watched it, I'm like, you be like that, but it would be ranch. He's like, You know. Yeah, this movie is fun to watch. As an adult, there's some questions that pop up, but it's overall fun to watch. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Big Daddy? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to do a couple of these Adam Sandler movies. I got a couple more I want to do that are synonymous with my childhood. 2 of the more famous ones that he's done, and you'll probably know what they are. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.